Ladies and gentlemen, every day I am hustling, and did you know that Rick Ross owns 25 Wingstop locations? But does that mean that you should? We'd first have to ask ourselves, how much do they cost to open? How much money do they make? We got a lot of things to dive into in this video to answer the question, is Wingstop a good investment? If you're new here, my name is Tarek Johnson. I am the CEO and founder of Franchise Empire, where we have helped hundreds of people just like you find, vet, and launch proven money-making franchises. All right, so let's dive into Wingstop. We're gonna cover some of the numbers. Before we do that, let's break down a little bit of their history and learning about the brand. So Wingstop was founded in 1994 in Texas by Antonio Swad and Bernadette Fiachet. Wingstop has got a lot of popularity partially because of Rick Ross, right? So rapper Rick Ross owns 25 Wingstop locations and has even gifted some to his children, which is pretty cool. And by 2002, they claim to have served 2 million wings. That's a lot of dead chickens, ladies and gentlemen. I wonder if Peter Griffin is the one who killed all of them by hand. And in 2010, they opened their first international location, and by 2022, they were in 9 different countries. So as of 2023, they had, can you guess how many locations that they have worldwide? This is not going to be the trivia. Trivia is coming up after this, but it's 2,352 locations worldwide as of 2023. But here is the trivia. Let me know in the comments below if you've watched these videos. You know how it goes. We always have a trivia in this video, which is, where did Wingstop open their first international location? What country did they do it? It's a very obvious one. I'm just kidding. It's not obvious. So I'm very curious what you're going to say. We will tell you the answer at the end of the video. Let's break down some of the numbers. In terms of startup costs, the initial investment for a Wingstop ranges from $298,000 all the way to $1 million. That's a pretty significant range there. In terms of royalties, there's a 6% royalty of gross sales for new owners, 5% of franchisees who are renewing. Renewing meaning they completed their first franchise term and they're renewing to their next agreement. The marketing fee is 5.5% of gross sales, which is a pretty high marketing fee, but people will often say, hey, like, I don't want to pay royalties, or is it worth it, or blah, 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 blah. My thing is, when you're paying a fee for anything, it's just a question of, is it worth the value? In the absence of value, a fee is a pain in the butt. So if the marketing fee is 5.5% of gross sales, but that's what helps drive a bunch of traffic to your restaurant and your sales, then great, it's worth paying for it. I mean, I see ads and commercials all the time for Wingstop, right? So the question is, how much would that cost you to do it? And is it worth the 5.5% that you're paying? I'll let you decide that information. Now, part of how you might decide if that's the case is, what I've seen is that there are people that make horrible franchise purchase decisions that they wind up regretting, and it becomes financially devastating for them. So to help solve that problem for you, I created something called my 14 franchise buying mistakes. And that is a list of the 14 most common franchise buying mistakes that people make and how to avoid them, so you can protect your investment and not screw this up. Ladies and gentlemen, your family's counting on you, okay? Your family's counting on you. So if you want to go grab that for free, you can get it down below. The link will be down below. It's my 14 franchise buying mistakes. Okay, in terms of the numbers, the average annual net sales for Wingstop location that they disclose in their FTD is $2.1 million. You may be asking, what are net sales? From my experience, net sales, when I ran my food franchises, net sales took away any collection of sales tax as well as discounting. So that's net sales. So it's your gross sales, total sales, minus what you're collecting for sales tax, minus discounting. Because here's the weird thing, fun fact, right? If you're doing accounting and you're looking at your profit and loss statement, you could say, hey, I did $500,000 in sales. But if you had added in all of your coupons, maybe you actually only collected $450,000 in sales. So net sales is really what matters. Gross sales actually is really just a fake number. It's crazy, guys. The accounting trickery that exists in the world of business and entrepreneurship is very important to know. And today, we're not going to cover any more of it. All right, now in terms of answering the trivia, if you guessed that Mexico was where the first Wingstop opened its first international location, then you were wrong. I'm just kidding, you're right, it was Mexico. And so look, if you're not prepared to purchase multiple locations with something like this, probably not the right fit for you. I think most food franchise concepts overall, what most people don't know is that they have very low profit margins. You typically need many locations, at least 3, to produce a significant or like reasonable amount of income. The startup cost can be very high, which is why we have our 5 low-cost franchises that make $1 million, while we also have our 42 high-performing franchises breaking down all the different startup costs. We have a bunch of different giveaways. Actually, I don't think I've ever shared this with you in a video. You could get a whole bundle of all of our different free gifts. It's the 5 low-cost franchises, it's the 42 high-performing franchises, it's the 14 franchise buying mistakes, and I think it also includes our franchise starter kit, which is our masterclass, and 0 to profitable franchise in 12 months or less. Guys, it's like thousands of dollars worth of information for free, completely free. My gift to you, we call it the MIFGI, the most incredible franchise gift ever. So we will also drop the link for the MIFGI, so you could just get the bundle of all of our free resources and never have to scour the internet again for information about franchises. But on the other hand, if you do like this style of video where we break down specific franchises, their startup costs, their history, their financial earnings, then right here you can see the playlist of all the other videos going down the Entrepreneur Franchise 500 list of breakdowns that we've done just like this. So go check that out. Whatever you do, do not like this video, do not subscribe to this video, just go watch the next one. I'll see you there.